Hey everybody, this is a tutorial on how to make this Venom spider background using Photoshop. Before I start, I just want to say that one of the steps that's going to be used in the making is a feature new to Photoshop and only in CS3. If you have CS2 or previous versions of Photoshop, you could do this, but you're going to take a different route and do different steps, and that's going to be a little bit harder. But this way, the feature in CS3 is going to make this much easier. I'll show you when we get there. So let's get started. Alright. The first step is you want to get an image and open it in Photoshop. And you want to get an image that has this Venom spider. I got this off a t-shirt site, one of the few sites that I can actually get this symbol. It's a really cool symbol, I think, because I love Venom, one of my favorite Marvel characters. Anyway, the next thing, you want to increase your canvas, so you go to Image, Canvas Size, not Image Size. You want to go to Canvas Size, and you want to increase the width and height. How much is dependent on the resolution of your screen. Um, in this case, I'm going to do 1024 by 768, since it's a common one. Foreground or background, you could choose any of these, but it's really not going to matter. And make sure pixels is selected, not inches. Pixels. And click OK. So this is going to increase the canvas of your background. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this background layer into an individual layer. So double click on that. And you can name this anything you want. Layer 0, it's fine. And now we're going to make a new layer, layer 1. You can also name it. Really doesn't matter. And make sure black is the foreground color. Then you do an Option Delete, Alt Delete on a PC, and fill it with black. Next, you want to take your layer 1 and drag it behind your original picture layer. And now make sure this one is selected, the layer 0. Get your magic wand tool and give it a decent tolerance. I have mine at 64. Check anti-alias and contiguous. I have them already selected or checked. Next, you want to take your magic wand and click on the spider. This will select the white pixels of the spider. Now you can make this image, you can turn off that layer and create a new layer. And alright, so now we want to increase the size of this selection. So what we can do, we can go to Select, Transform Selection. And we can increase the size of the spider. Make sure you have your Shift key so it's even. And just make it bigger. I originally did this because I tried to find Venom backgrounds on Google and nothing came up. So that's why I'm doing this. So yeah, increase the size. You can also drag this a little bit. Stretch a little bit. It's not going to matter. As long as it's pretty close. You can also, the selection can go off the canvas as well. It's not going to matter. I actually recommend it goes off the canvas. And yeah, once you're happy with your selection, you can press return or enter on a PC, and you have your selection. But there's going to be one major flaw in this, and let me just click this to white and do a option delete or alt delete on a PC, and it looks good, but until you deselect it, as you can see, it's very fuzzy. There's no hard edges. It doesn't really look that good. That's where this feature in CS3, or at least it's new to Photoshop, comes in. So let me just go back. This is a history palette. Recommend that. I'm going to get into that in later tutorials. And now we go to select, and then we go to refine edge. This is new to Photoshop. Recently added to CS3. And I selected the mask, which looks like an alpha channel. I'll explain alpha channels in other tutorials. You can also select how you want to view the selection. I'm going to get into these in, like I said, other tutorials. But choose the mask one because it's going to look a lot like this, almost exactly. Now in this case, you can just fool around here. Make sure contrast is 100%. That's a must. This will give it the hard edge. But here, you can just fool around. Here, you can contract. I'm sorry. It's almost 2:30 in the morning and I can't speak. So yeah, you make this smooth, even harder edges. That looks pretty good. You could just fool around in here and see what gives you the best options, or just what looks best. And as you can see, the preview is clicked. So if we click this off, you can see the difference between it. So click OK, and it gives you the refined selection. Now you can fill your selection. Go to Option Delete, Alt Delete on the PC. Make sure white is on the foreground, and just deselect. Go to Control D, Control D on a PC, Command D on a Mac, and yeah, that looks pretty good. That's how you make a Venom background using Photoshop. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something, and see you.